Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Day to Day, the podcast where we explore the joys and challenges of everyday life. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex. Whether it's personal growth, navigating relationships, or just tackling the chaos of the day, we're here to talk about it all and hopefully help you along the way.
So grab your coffee, tea, or whatever keeps you going.
And let's dive into today's episode.
All right, welcome back, folks. Today we've got something that might resonate with pretty much anyone who's ever dipped a toe into the dating pool.
That's right, we're diving into why sometimes in romance, it's not just okay, but actually beneficial to be a bit shameless.
I like that term, shameless. It's like we're conditioned to think it's a bad thing, but what if, in love, it's the secret sauce to breaking that stalemate?
Exactly. You know, there's this common situation where two people like each other, but neither wants to make the first move. They end up stuck in what I'd call the dreaded limbo of unspoken attraction.
Yes, and often it's because nobody wants to look overly keen or lose face. Dignity, or face as some call it, really holds us back.
Right, and holding back to maintain face can leave both parties just, well, stranded. I mean, what are we guarding so fiercely? Our ego?
Yeah, it comes down to fear of rejection and wanting to keep our dignity intact. No one wants the power dynamic to tip against them.
It's fascinating how the psychology of power plays into this. When one person dares to show their cards first, they worry about handing over control. But then again, isn't sharing your interest just part of being authentic?
True. And this idea of playing hard to get, maintaining a mysterious air, sure, it can be intriguing at first. But for anything long-term, authenticity really wins the day.
There was an interesting study on this, where participants who were led to believe their date liked them ended up liking their date more. This shows that reciprocation is a real confidence builder.
Oh, absolutely. It's that I like you because you like me phenomenon. So being upfront about your feelings can actually enhance intimacy.
So let's consider the emotional risk you're taking when you show your feelings. You risk rejection, sure, but you also sift out the people who might misuse that openness against you.
That's a good point. Approaching it without fear can be a form of emotional filtering. It's like if they can't respect your openness, then maybe they aren't the right fit.
Precisely. Going shameless sometimes leads to more straightforward, honest connections. Also, it kind of knocks on the door of trust first.
Talk about long-term benefits for the brave, huh? So how do we encourage folks to step up and, as we say, lose that face more often in dating?
Well, it's about small acts of transparency, like admitting you like someone or asking if they think you'd be a good match. It shifts you from passive to active.
And when things aren't clear, asking questions instead of overthinking can save you from assumptive disasters. That might be our go-to advice.
Absolutely. What about after a spat or even a breakup? What happens when you still feel there's something worth saving?
There's merit in shamelessly expressing your thoughts, like, hey, I'm still here and open to talk, are you? It shows that you care enough to work through the tough stuff.
So true. It's funny, really, how being a bit shameless is actually just being honest with ourselves and with others.
So what's our takeaway today? Be brave and be straightforward in love, because if you never ask, the answer's always no.
Yes, and remember, relationships tend to mirror our level of investment and openness. You get what you give, and then some.
Well, I think we've covered some good ground. It's about finding the balance between being true to your needs and respecting boundaries.
Exactly. And don't forget, folks, those conversations where you're scared to put yourself out there, they often lead to the breakthroughs we need.
Indeed. All right, listeners, hope this was as enlightening for you as it was fun for us.
Keep those hearts open and minds tuned into the next one. Goodbye and take care.